Good evening.
Hello.
Do I have another one?
Tough crowd.
Hello!
Anyone on a date tonight? Just because you're Irish doesn't make you funny. Anyone been on a blind date before? Anyone blind? It's probably great to hear me. It's for all you visually impaired people out there. A friend of mine set me up on a blind date once. I wasn't particularly keen on going, but like he said, what's the worst thing that can happen? Why don't you just shut the fuck up? What's the worst thing that can happen? She thinks you're an idiot? She won't be the first. So I thought, why not? I'll give it a bash. Then maybe I won't have to give it a bash. And we met over coffee, and after a minute she said, "Oh, you're a pom." I said, "Yes. Is that a problem?" She said, "I'm not a massive fan of poms. You talk weird." I thought, each to their own. You think weird, I think correctly. And she said, "Plus you smoke too, I don't think this is going to work out." So I said to her, "Fair enough, love. I was never a massive fan of ugly birds." True story. Got anyone that's married in tonight? Not much enthusiasm for that. I'm currently married. For about another 3 weeks, I reckon. Then I'll possibly stab her. No, we're getting divorced, which is good. Because she hates me, and I hate her, see that? Win-win situation. And it was a really good winning, but it's fair to say the marriage was fucked from the start. Because as soon as we got married, we were still arguing about the things that we said we weren't going to argue about before we got married, you know? Petty things, like she was still squeezing the toothpaste from the top of the tube. And I was still banging her sister. Who would have thought it? Have we got any Australians in tonight? One would assume. I'm now an Australian. Thanks. It's your indifference towards me that made this country very appealing. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. Yeah. I've been an Australian for a couple of months now, and I've been thinking to myself, what does it mean for me to be an Australian? And I think primarily it means I'm now free to commit crime without fear of deportation. Which is nice. And if I'm single when I'm 50, I can import a couple of Asian birds. Olé to that. I had to do the citizenship test, which the majority of it was pretty straightforward, you know, basic questions like, what is the colour of the Australian flag? Is Victoria in Tasmania? You know, pretty, pretty straightforward. But some of the questions were a little bit more confusing. They had ones like, are you prepared to get blonde tips put in your hair? Will you wear the Australian flag as a cape? At sporting events, race riots, and funerals. Will you wear a blue singlet, get drunk and punch your girlfriend if she deserves it? In brackets, but only if she deserves it. And the answer to all those questions was, fuck yeah. They gave me a tree when I became a citizen. Did you guys get a tree when you were born? In your face. But being originally from the UK, I do love a cup of tea. Does anyone love a cup of tea? I'm not offering, just curious. But before the gig, I went to a cafe to grab a cup of takeaway tea, and the guy in front of me had also ordered the same. And as we were waiting for our teas to arrive, he decided he'd try and make some small talk with the waitress, but he said possibly the worst thing you could say to a slightly rotund lady. He said, "So then, when are you due?" She just stared at him and said, "I'm not pregnant." I tried hard not to crack up, as he tried hard to rectify the situation, but he just made matters worse. He said, no, I didn't say that. He said, bet you're glad you're not a Jew. Well, I was thinking, you can't say that. We're near the Israeli embassy. Again, she stared at him and said, Jew. Now, by this point, I really wanted my cup of tea. So I decided I'd help a brother out. He said, no, he didn't say Jew. He said, do you know anywhere around here where I can buy a canoe? No, give me my cover. You chunky mole. Harsh but fair. Got any fans of egg chasing in tonight? Egg chasing? I think it's known locally as NRL. Any fans of that in? Good stuff. I lived in Australia for a few years now, and when I moved over here, I realised that NRL was popular, and I wanted to pick a team, get involved, be interested, and then I watched it. And that's where my interest ended. Because I guess I don't really understand it. I watched it a few times, and the only thing I seem to get from it is it appears to be a sport that reintroduces sex offenders into the community. I did that joke at a gig last week, and some guy in an NRL shirt came up to me afterwards and said, I took offence to your NRL gag. I said, really? He said, yes. He said, some of my best friends are sex offenders. Does anyone like pigeons? Pigeons have been talked about before. Does anyone like them? I can't stand pigeons. I could quite happily kick a pigeon in the head. Snap its neck. Stop it from going. Because pigeons basically are the junkie equivalent of birds. Begging for McDonald's chips. Throw them over their heads because they can't eat properly. I was watching a pigeon do this the other day, and I wanted to take pity on it, and attach a plastic fork to its left wing and a squeegee to its right wing, so it could eat properly and earn a living. But I didn't want to touch the filthy fucker. But the reason I'm not going to kick a pigeon is because if you kick a pigeon in Australia and it dies, you can get 2 years in prison. I read it in the Canberra Times. And it would be pretty embarrassing going to prison with rapists and murderers when all you did was kick a pigeon. Because inevitably it would come up in conversation. Quite possibly over a bar of soap. As to why you were in here, and you'd have to say, killed a bird? Yeah, me too, I stabbed my wife in the face. Who did you kill? Ooh. Some scabby, junky, street-looking kind of bird. You're that pigeon bloke, aren't you? Bend over. And on that, bumhole bombshell. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your night.